Joining me now is Pat McCullough, the CEO of ProducePay. Good morning, Pat.
Happy Valentine's Day, Trinity.
It's great to have you. Now, I just want to give our viewers a little background. For those who may not know, can you take us through how ProducePay distinguishes itself from its competitors, first of all?
Sure. What we're trying to accomplish is bringing rare capital to farmers, especially in emerging markets, but also in the United States and Western Europe. We also deliver technology, agronomists in the field to ensure quality investment in the farm goes as planned.
Now, what are some of the biggest challenges the agriculture sector is facing, and what sort of solutions is ProducePay providing to help?
Yeah, price volatility is number one, and that stems from weather unpredictability, global supply and demand changing. It's the supply side of produce that's the big challenge. We're trying to bring structured finance to the produce farming sector so that we create price stability for the benefit of farms and ultimately the U.S. consumer.
Now, according to your company, 60% of the fresh produce supply chain is wasted in the form of economic value and food loss. ProducePay just raised $38 million in fresh funding. How will this go towards solving this problem?
Yeah, it's heartbreaking. 40% of harvested produce actually is wasted. It perishes before it's consumed or processed. Additionally, the supply chain's inefficient, so you get another 20% to get to that 60. By raising capital, both equity for our balance sheet, but also ABL debt for our farmers, we're able to start to solidify supply chains, start to solidify predictable commerce patterns so that their sustainability is protected. Unfortunately, we see too many farms not making it in 2024, and it's a big crisis for global food supply as we look forward to 2050.
And can you elaborate on how this raise is going toward economic challenges as well?
Yeah, so this raise specifically is for our balance sheet. So this was a very successful equity raise. We're oversubscribed. We're still closing, in fact, beyond what we've announced. A nice up round for us that reflects our growth over the past 2 years. This solidifies us as a safe haven to bring ABL capacity and real debt through to farms. So this just buttresses our balance sheet to ensure that we are a credible and safe place to deliver hundreds of millions of capital to the world's farms.
Pat, tell me about what are some of the newer industry headlines and trends that viewers should be aware of?
We're most worried about climate change. We're also very worried about the social impacts on farming. It's definitely a situation where weather patterns continue to deteriorate, causing supply shortages, which impacts ongoing pricing. We're looking at the impact part of both, climate offsets, climate credits, water restoration units, human rights in the field. These are things that we monitor very closely. We have the World Bank as one of our investors. So these are really paramount issues, especially when you get into emerging markets with farms that are under stress from things like labor cost increases, input cost increases, and maybe even currency valuing against the dollar. Most produce is sold in USD.
Now tell me about some of the biggest challenges you're looking to spearhead this year come 2024. Well, we're in 2024, so what are your priorities right now?
Yeah, the most important retail buying criteria is surety of supply. Retailers are looking for 52-week supply. So that means ProducePay has to be present in every large farming nation in the world. So to globally expand into 6 continents is a challenge. And then to manage the price volatility in our industry is a challenge. So we're focused on connecting the farm directly to end retail to support U.S., European consumers with price stability.
Well, thank you so much, Pat. I really appreciate all of that insight and you joining us on our show today.
Thanks for having me.
Absolutely.